Just making sure the microphone's still working. Yep, the microphone's still working. Oh, that sounds so nice. I love this microphone. It's not to die for, though. Alright, so I feel better after having gone to the bathroom. I looked out the window. Yep, it's still raining out. Makes me wonder, is it going to be raining tomorrow? Sometimes when I check the weather, it says it's going to rain, and it doesn't, which is kind of annoying. Weather can be so inconsistent. And the weather reports can be sometimes unreliable. But, like, just because it's going to rain, it doesn't mean it's going to rain. Like, when is it going to rain? Because it might not rain when I'm outside. Because that's happened before, where it says it's going to rain, but I was outside, and it didn't rain when I was out there. It rained after I got back home. Hello, Bunny. Back for another scrapbook video. More about the 10 places to die for, figuratively speaking. According to Jones, whoever that is. Okay. The Milford Track. Fiordland, New Zealand. New Zealand is a very beautiful place. Iceland is very beautiful. Very beautiful? Iceland is very beautiful. And Norway. There's some beautiful places in Norway too. Beautiful. Beautiful. Hailed as the world's greatest walk, the Milford Track traverses the heart of South Island's dramatic wild fjord country, winding through native bush and rainforest, glaciated valley systems, and up into the high mountains at the McKinnon Pass, Jones says. It then skirts majestically downward past rivers and waterfalls, including the awesome Sutherland Falls, to Milford Sound, crowned in scenic splendor by the jagged Meter Peak. Oh, the next one's Iceland. Golden Circle, Iceland. Iceland is a living geological masterpiece, a peerless volcanic land of dramatic skies, bubbling earth, thundering waterfalls, and thermal lagoons. Jones says, if you want an insight into how the planet was sculpted by the forces of Mother Nature, exploring the Golden Circle will provide many answers. Yeah. If I had the money to do it, I would love to go see Iceland, because I've seen images of its beauty, its unique beauty. There's so many places I'd love to travel to, though. Australia, yeah, that's one. That's the good thing about documentaries. If you're not able to go and see these places, travel to these places because of not having the money to do it, at least you can see documentaries of what it's like in these other places around the world that are places to die for, figuratively speaking. what is this? I don't want to read about that. That tickled my lips. Yeah, I don't have this. I don't need to read that. I don't know why I saved this. Huh. Why did I save that one? I don't know why I saved that. It's not very interesting. Constitutions, Iraqi or U.S., aren't built in a day. I think I'm going to read this. That's kind of interesting. Deadlines for democracy. By August 15th, Iraqi National Assembly drafts a constitution. By October 15th, referendum on the draft constitution. By December 15th, new assembly elections. By December 31st, a fully constitutional government takes power. I wonder how the Iraqi people are doing now, since Saddam Hussein was taken out of power over there. I wonder. Okay, Iraqi leaders face a Monday deadline for drafting a constitution, but as of Thursday, there was no indication the 71-member committee working on the document had even managed to agree on what the country's official name will be. What? Isn't it still called Iraq? Also unresolved, such vital issues as sharing power between Baghdad and the provinces, the role of Islamic law and clergy, the status of women, and the rights of religious and ethnic minorities. Such is the state of democracy in Iraq 2.5 years after U.S. troops toppled Saddam Hussein's dictatorship. Its form is uncertain and its future is in doubt. Worse, those uncertainties, coupled with the steadily rising U.S. death toll and the persistence of the Iraqi insurgency, are eroding support in the USA for the war, all of which raises a conundrum. Democracy has no chance of success in Iraq without continued U.S. backing, but it is not at all certain that it will succeed even if the United States stays indefinitely. So when do you decide the mission is futile? The short answer is not now. And part of the reason for not yielding to the steady flow of bad news can be found in our own history. Establishing a new and democratic government is never easy. In the USA, nearly 2 decades passed between the 13 colonies' first hesitant efforts at working together. Wow. To resist British colonial oppression and the wary ratification of the Constitution, followed by the Bill of Rights. And that was achieved only through painful compromises on power sharing and shamefully kicking the most divisive issue, slavery, down the road. Iraq is a patchwork of ethnic and religious divisions, stitched together under British occupation after the collapse of the Ottoman Empire. Its people have never known real democracy, only a succession of authoritarian regimes in which most power was exercised by members of the Sunni minority. Wow. In the Constitution, talks that have been going on since May amid the vicious insurgency, one faction wants to call the country the Iraqi Islamic Federal Republic. Well, that's a long name for that country there. I suppose United States of America is a long name too. So that's easier to say the United States or US, USA. I get what would they say? The IIFR? Why not just call yourself Iraq? To secular-minded Kurds and others, that sounds too much like the hardline theocracy in next-door Iran. Another proposed name, the Iraqi Federal Republic, is not Islamic enough for many devout members of the Shiite majority. The notion of federalism is also disputed. The Kurds insist on a system that would allow them to maintain the mini-state they've had in northern Iraq since 1991. Some Shiites envision their own self-ruled region in the south, but Sunni leaders fear that granting real power to the regions could lead to secession, and breakup of the country they so long dominated. Many Shiites and Sunnis favor declaring Islam to be the main foundation for Iraq's legal code. That alarms women who fear loss of their rights in marriage and inheritance. Resolving these issues soon is essential. An effective and independent Iraqi government able to assume responsibility for its own security is the key to drawing down the U.S. force of nearly 140,000 that is both protector of and irritant to the Iraqis. The establishment of a democratic constitution is a critical step on the path to Iraqi self-reliance, President Bush noted Thursday at his news conference in Texas. As Iraqis stand up, we will stand down. The odds that the fractious Iraqis will adopt a broadly accepted constitution and follow through with the election of a new sovereign government later this year may not seem very good, but it remains the last best hope of salvaging an acceptable outcome to the morass the Iraqi war has become. Here is a photo, and beneath this photo it says, South Vietnam Peter Jennings Center was one of the first reporters to interview U.S. troops there. Wow. Journalism lost a champion. So I guess this is when Peter Jennings died. Huh. There's more about Peter Jennings in this other article, so maybe I'll read that.